This is ChatGPT Forms. You click on Create Form. Let's call this Real Estate Automation. Add a property address field, number of bedrooms input, features, and how big the house is in square feet. Then for the prompt flow, we're going to ask it for an MLS description and insert our variables from the form. For step 2, we want ChatGPT to write an email for potential buyers, and for step 3, we can have ChatGPT generate a Facebook post. Okay, let's test it out. Put in some dummy info and click send. Wow, this is insane. It's now creating the MLS description, then the email copy, and finally the Facebook post. Wait, what? I don't have forms inside my ChatGPT. Well, you see, for the past year, I built a Chrome extension called Ultra that unlocks hidden abilities inside ChatGPT to help automate my work. But this custom form builder is honestly one of the most useful things we built so far. You can use it to literally build your own 100% custom user interface inside ChatGPT that aligns with your work. Then you can use your custom form to run a multi-step flow to complete entire projects with just one click. Now let's jump into ChatGPT and see it in action. So for the first example, I want to dig in more into the form we created for the intro. So this is the form that we made. I'm going to press edit on it here. And let's say we wanted to add some more inputs on it. Let's say you wanted to do also a list of appliances. So we'll use tags for that. Appliances, add that. Let's say number of bathrooms. So just like that, you can add the details, and then you can add in here, you can edit it. Number of bathrooms, press the slash key, and then you put in number of bathrooms, appliances, slash key again, choose the variable appliances. So here you can even do variables on other steps and even mention the step 1 response as a variable, and that will insert it into the flow. And then over here, you can always go into preview and see what your form looks like. We have quite a bit of different types of inputs. You have selects, multi-select, switches, checkboxes. So there's quite a bit of different variation you can do, and you can add more steps. So second step here is a Facebook post and email. Let's say write me text for a flyer, write me text for a Twitter post. And if we press done, we can also star this automation here so that when I start a new chat, I can just go on forms here and it'll be pinned over here as a favorite. And all I have to do is click on it, and right away I can input the information like 51 Oak Avenue, let's say 5 bedrooms, fireplace, walkout basement, 2,000 square feet. Appliances, let's say dishwasher, fridge, number of bathrooms, let's say 4. Press send, and it sends all the information just like our first prompt. And you see it says here step 1 out of 5. It's going to start running the second prompt. Now it's running the second prompt. And as soon as it finishes the second prompt, it's going to run the third prompt. And just like that, you're creating a whole project just by filling in a bunch of details about what you need done. And this allows you to create forms that 100% align with the work that you do. So it reduces a lot of the friction, and it saves time because instead of running one prompt, it can run a whole set of them to just create this massive project where you have everything done for you. And now that all 5 steps are done, you can even press advanced and then download it as a TXT, PDF, or Word, so you don't have to pull out all the details. So if I download it as a TXT, I can just take it out like this. And as you can see, all the answers are here in one text file. So this is the first answer, second answer, third, fourth, and fifth. So this really saves a ton of time for everyday tasks that you're doing, and also it allows you to align ChatGPT's user interface with the work that you do. For the next example, I'm going to actually look at a real use case that I use myself with forms and how I use it as a YouTube creator to come up with hooks, title ideas, and other things. So for this example, we'll go to forms again, create a form, and we'll call this hooks and titles. We'll do some kind of video emoji for this, press save. For the input field, we'll just put in short text. What is the video about? Do add. And for the first step, we're going to put in a prompt that I put together. And it says take the 8 hooks from the raw list and make a new version of each one based on what the video is about. Change as little as possible from the raw hooks so they end up sounding as close to the original as possible. So these 8 hooks, I actually got them from a guy named Patty Galloway. He's an absolute genius with YouTube videos. He worked for Mr. Beast for a time, and these are 8 hooks that he has in his videos. So these are his top 8 hooks, and they have absolutely nothing to do with my channel. And what I want ChatGPT to do is take these 8 amazing hooks that Patty Galloway has and create this automation that I can reuse, where all I have to do is just input in one sentence what the video is about, and it's going to create these 8 hooks for me. So I'm going to do this, press / what the video is about, so that's the variable. And then for the step 2, I wanted to also give me title ideas. So the second step is now take 3 titles from a raw list and make a new version of each one, but based on what my video is about. Change as little as possible from the raw titles. So these are the 3 titles that did really well for me. One thing I'm going to add is must have. So I want, maybe if I want some words that the title must have, and then I'm going to put here these words. Okay, so we created this. Let's press done and we can try it out. Let's actually try it for this exact video. So this video is about ChatGPT now has a new feature called Forms that can automate your work, and it must have the word forms in the title. We press send, and here it's creating all the hooks. ChatGPT might have just made its greatest ever feature. In this space of 6 months, this AI tool has gone from a cool concept to automating work for millions. This tool has gone from being underestimated to become one of the fastest growing AI features online. This might actually be the greatest AI feature of all time. So you see, these hooks are actually quite good, some of them. Some of them don't fit at all, but that's the beauty of having 8. You can always find one that works for you. And this is one of the strengths of ChatGPT, is to, when you give it examples and ask it to mimic those examples as closely as possible, it can do that. And with forms, you can just create this big list of automations where it goes in and it tries to mimic things that have performed really well and completes a whole project for you. As you can see, it did step 1 here for the hooks. Then it goes on with the titles. ChatGPT Forms can now automate your work, ? Meet ChatGPT Forms. I unlocked the secret ChatGPT Forms automation ability. You see, look, it took all my titles, Meet ChatGPT Ultra, Meet ChatGPT Forms. It did exactly what I would do when it comes to titles. So I think it did quite a good job here. And this is a super useful automation that we can use. So for this next example, I'm actually going to create a form to solve a super annoying task that I need to do all the time. So I'm building this cottage, and the township makes me upload documents from all my contractors to their CRM system. And the problem is their CRM system has a million different categories that I need to pick from, and I have no idea which category I need to select because I'm not a builder, I'm not a contractor. So what I'd like ChatGPT to do is just take my document description and choose a category for me, so that when I upload it to their CRM, it's going to save me a ton of time. So I'm going to put in here description of document. That's going to be the only input. Make it as easy as possible so I don't waste time. And I'm going to kind of show you the whole flow here. So the prompt is select one category for my document. Then the description of the document, we're just going to put in that variable, description of the document, and then all the categories here. Here I'm going to put in this. See, look how many different categories, which is super annoying. You cannot upload any document without selecting one of these. And for me to go in and look through all these every time is just very annoying. This is a perfect use case for ChatGPT, and it's a perfect use case for forms. So we set this up, we press done. I'm going to set this also as a favorite so that I have to do this quite often, so it's easy. So whenever I have a new chat, here I'm going to refresh the page. I have forms over here. I can click back. Whenever I click forms, I got my 2 pinned forms that I use quite often. I press Township category selector, and the only input here is description of document, nothing else. So this reduces friction. All I have to do is just paste in the name of the document that I'm uploading to the township, press send, and just like that, it tells me elevation drawing is the one I need to pick. So it looked through all these different categories, chose the one I need, and this allows me to use ChatGPT for these type of super annoying tasks because now I have it set up to perfectly align with that type of work. So I want to save the best example for the end. This is really going to push the forms feature to the max and show you what is really possible here. So we're going to create a terms of service bot. So basically, this form will allow you to create terms of service if you're launching lots of different websites and let's say different e-commerce brands. So this allows you to quickly do it with ChatGPT. So we're going to create that. And then for input fields, we'll put in company name, first one. Then we're going to put in industry. Then we're going to put in number of clauses. So this is going to determine the length of the terms of service. So the more clauses it has, the longer it is. And then the country is based from. So just 4 inputs, very simple. And we're going to use this prompt here. So we're going to change this to number of clauses. So give me number of clauses, clause ideas for terms of service for a website company. So let's say if the input here is 40, it will be give me 40 clause ideas for terms of service for a website for my company. And then company name, I'm going to put in company name here, industry, and the country. And just like that, for the first step, it's going to generate 40 clause ideas. Now for step 2, what we want to do is take the number of clauses and we want to divide that number by 5. Your answer must be a number and nothing else, no intros and annotations of any kind. The reason we want to divide that number by 5, so let's say it was 40 and you're going to get 8 for that, is so that we can use multiple prompts to generate the clauses. Because what I find is that ChatGPT has a limited amount of so-called AI horsepower for every prompt. So you're going to get a much higher quality level of clauses when you split up the clause generation into multiple steps. So for example, this one will do the first 8, this one will do the next 8, and this one will do the next 8. And with this intermediate step, you're actually going to have ChatGPT talk to itself and figure out how many it needs to do for each one of these steps. So what we're going to do is answer 2 is going to come up with the math. Well, we'll take the number of clauses divided by 5. And then over here, we're going to take response 2, which is going to be a number. So it will say generate the first clauses. So if this was 50, let's say, 50 divided by 5 is 10. So this will be generate the first 10 clauses. And then it will be generate the next. And then we're going to put in a step 2 response. And then the next step 2 response to next. So basically this is a dynamic variable that will be created based on what the number was here. So if this was 10, 10 divided by 5, if this was 50, 50 divided by 5 is 10. So we generate the first 10, the next 10, the next 10, the next 10, the next 10. So we're kind of splitting it up because you never want ChatGPT to generate an agreement with 50 clauses with just one prompt. The quality is going to be horrendous. They're going to be like one sentence. It just doesn't have the capacity to generate a lot of high quality data in one shot. So now that we finished that, we can press done, then we can try that. So let's say company name is ABC store, industry, car parts, number of clauses, let's do 40, and it's based in Canada. Press send, and now it's doing 40 clause ideas. Now for step 2 out of 7, it's doing 40 divided by 5, and you see it gets the number 8. And now it does generate the first 8 clauses. And with this, our form automatically conforms to whatever you input. So if you were to input 50 instead of 40, it would have been doing 10 for every step. See, now it's doing 8 because we put in 40. And this kind of allows it to be dynamic because we chose an answer from a different step. So you can kind of have ChatGPT talk to itself and make the answer conform to whatever variables you put in, which is, I think, incredibly powerful. So let's finish the generation here so that we can see it done. Okay, and now it finished all 40 clauses. It wrote the entire terms of service. And you're probably thinking this would be super annoying to pluck all these answers out. We had 7 answers, 7 prompts used for this. So all you need to do is press advance and download all the answers in one shot. You press TXT and then you can open it on your computer and you have everything here. You can just copy paste this and remove these lines and you'll have a ready to go agreement in one shot. You don't need to go in and pluck all these answers. Now you're probably wondering, how do I upgrade my ChatGPT with Ultra? And what is the cost? So upgrading your ChatGPT is just a one-click Chrome extension install. You will see your ChatGPT instantly transform and get all this new functionality, like the ability to build multi-step prompt flows to generate entire massive projects with just one click, a prompt library sidebar where you can manually save your best prompts or have ChatGPT use AI to generate custom prompts to automate your life, an ability to create and use apps right inside ChatGPT. And best of all, it allows ChatGPT to break out of the chat window and write your emails, talk to YouTube videos, be your assistant across the web, work inside your documents, and do your spreadsheets. So how much is this upgrade going to cost? I mean, here's software that just unlocks ChatGPT and spreadsheets. If you click on pricing, you can see they charge $19 a month. This is literally just one of dozens and dozens of features we have with Ultra. So you're probably thinking we charge $50 a month or even $100 a month. The reality is actually the opposite. My goal with this software is to make using AI for work accessible to as many people as possible. This is why for people watching this video today, we set up a special discount link. You can get Ultra for $47 a year instead of the much higher regular price by going to getultra.ai/go or by clicking the link in the description. I'm looking forward to getting your feedback on the software and hearing about all the amazing things you guys are doing with it.